Hi everyone! Let's kick things off with the basics. Skin cancer, it's a term we hear a lot, but what's really happening under the surface when someone gets it?
Great question. Skin cancer develops when abnormal skin cells grow out of control. Imagine a copy machine that starts churning out faulty pages without stopping. That's your skin cells multiplying unchecked.
So, it's like a biological glitch in the system. Can these rogue cells actually cause damage beyond the skin itself?
Absolutely. While many cases stay local, some aggressive types, like melanoma, can invade nearby tissues and even spread to vital organs, which is when things get dangerous.
Now, you mentioned sunlight. Let's dig into how does UV radiation from the sun set this whole process in motion?
UV rays are like tiny invisible hammers smashing away at our DNA. Over time, this repeated damage makes it easier for cells to malfunction, increasing the risk of mutations that can lead to cancer.
So, even on a cloudy day, are those hammers still at work?
Definitely. Up to 80% of UV rays can penetrate clouds, which means overcast weather isn't a free pass. That's why dermatologists recommend daily protection, rain or shine.
A lot of our listeners work indoors, but some like construction and steel workers are outside all day. How much does your job environment matter for skin cancer risk?
Environment plays a massive role. Outdoor workers receive up to 8 times more UV exposure than office workers. According to the CDC, they have a 60% higher risk for certain types of skin cancer.
That's a huge difference. Are there specific times when the risk spikes for outdoor workers?
Yes, UV intensity peaks between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. If you're outside then, you're in the danger zone. Shifting work schedules or increasing shade breaks can really help lower exposure.
Let's talk about warning signs. What should people actually look for on their skin? It can be tough to know what's normal and what's not.
Absolutely. The big red flags are moles or spots that change color, size, or shape, especially if they're growing quickly. Also, look for new bumps, scaly patches, or sores that don't heal.
Is there a rule of thumb for when to see a doctor?
If you notice anything odd or evolving, especially spots that bleed, itch, or look different from others, it's smart to get them checked. Early detection can make all the difference.
Here's something that surprised me. Skin cancer doesn't just show up on sun-exposed areas. What's the deal with that?
You're right. While most cases appear on faces, arms, or necks, skin cancer can pop up anywhere, even places the sun rarely touches, like under your nails or on your scalp.
That sounds alarming. How should people check those less obvious spots?
Full-body skin checks are key. Use mirrors or ask a partner to help scan your back, scalp, and other hard-to-see places. It's worth the awkwardness to catch something early.
Let's talk prevention. I hear a lot about hats, long sleeves, and neck drapes. How effective is protective clothing compared to sunscreen?
Clothing is like armor for your skin. A wide-brimmed hat can block 50% of UV rays from your face and neck. Fabrics labeled UPF 50 Yaon are especially effective. Think of them as the sunscreen you don't have to reapply.
Are certain colors or materials better than others?
Darker colors and tightly woven fabrics block more UV than white t-shirts. There's even UV protective clothing now, which can be a game changer for outdoor workers.
Sunscreen is a hot topic, no pun intended. What should people look for in a sunscreen, and is SPF 30 really enough?
SPF 30 filters out about 97% of UVB rays, so it's a great baseline. But the key is using enough. Most people only apply a quarter of what's needed. And don't forget to reapply every 2 hours, especially if you're sweating.
What about those spray sunscreens? Are they as good as the lotions?
Sprays are convenient, but coverage can be uneven. If you use them, be generous and rub it in to avoid missed spots. Lotions tend to provide more reliable protection, especially for longer sun exposure.
Let's bust some myths. I've heard people say a base tan protects you from burning. Is there any truth to that?
That's pure fiction. A base tan is like a weak shield. It only offers SPF 3 to 4 at best. Worse, tanning itself damages your DNA, raising your skin cancer risk. There's no safe way to tan from UV.
So, tanning beds are just as risky as sunbathing?
Exactly. In fact, using tanning beds before age 35 boosts melanoma risk by 75%. The safest tan is a bottle or spray. No UV exposure needed.
We touched on early detection earlier. How much does it really change outcomes for skin cancer patients?
It can be life-saving. Caught early, melanoma has a 99% 5-year survival rate. But if it's detected late, survival drops below 30%. That's why regular skin checks at home and with a dermatologist are critical.
Is there new tech that's making detection easier?
Absolutely. AI-powered apps can flag suspicious moles using smartphone photos, but they're a supplement, not a replacement for professional exams.
Let's wrap up by talking culture. How do we make sun safety second nature, especially for outdoor workers?
It starts with the workplace. Employers can provide shade, schedule breaks, and supply sunscreen and protective gear. At home, we can set examples by making sun protection part of daily routine 7 for kids.
Any quick tips for families heading into summer?
Make applying sunscreen a habit, just like brushing teeth. Keep hats and sunglasses by the door and remind everyone, the best sun protection is the one you actually use.